Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Friday, number 21 day for this month of January 2022. My name na Capo Daniel, the Ambazonian Governing Council Deputy Defense Chief, aka Sense Pass King. We start with the bad news for the Kieram from the great state of Bui, say the second in command of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, Major General Ebube, King of the Forest, have fallen. He died in an ambush by the Cameroon military in a safe house in Genzen. Before his forces could intervene, the Cameroon occupation forces has retreated back to their base in Do, where they launched the attack from. From preliminary information, the La République du Cameroon military had help from a spy, aka Black Leg. During the operation, the spy was spotted. Details will be made available in due time. Major General Ebube was laid to rest in full Ambazonian glory by his soldiers in Tarkov. His second in command, Labista II, has taken over control of that unit of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the Bui Brigade. Announcement for his honor for a day of his tribute will be made subsequently. While in the great state of Mezam, capital city of the Savannah state, the Bamenda Brigade, the tanker unit, have launched a major operation in Mulang, targeting a Cameroon military post that was being set up in that neighborhood. Early reports of two Cameroon military men down in Mulang. The operation was successful. The Cameroon military pulled out of the location. Fellow Ambazonians, as had been talked for the last presentation regarding the murder of the chief of Bushi, His Royal Highness for Natanga Terence, by the forces of Pining, Adam put out evidence and facts regarding the reasons why he was killed and those behind the killing. Those are facts, those are things that were coming from the phone himself, and it is backed by multiple witnesses that have substantiated those facts that I put out. And Abida make one thing clear. If the Taka family then keep on trying to deceive our people or try to manipulate or lies or to use other means to cover up their crime, the more they do that, the more I will reveal to the Ambazonian people exactly what happened. The younger brother of Milton Taka, who is the one that the Taka family have installed as a chief in South Africa for a quarter in Pining, that they have named as a kingdom for him. He has released an audio tape, and as usual, they didn't respond to the content and to the fact of the case that I've presented to you, but they try to divert attention by making counter accusation. That means, say for them, they don't always believe say them get away. I have told you the reason why these people lie is because they think Ambazonians are stupid enough so that when they just accuse them of something they have done, all they need to do is to accuse you, so that gullible people will say that, oh, it is accused and accused, so they will escape. But as I have said, this time around, they will not. I will explain to the people and I'll tell them exactly what is going on. But before I do that, I would usually ignore all the insult and all the lies, because it is just a way for them to divert from the main issue. So I will divide this audio into two. I will address the specific blackmail. They want to blackmail me to target the messenger, and I will correct those records. I'll put the record straight before in the second audio I'm going to address the so-called phone Taka. I'll address him properly. I'll address the specific allegations again in another audio. But first, what he has tried to accuse me.
This is the Forum village in the Bean clan.
Frustrated from carrying out a judgment of the court.
One Capo Daniel.
It is the right of the population
dispensing
to use any means
manipulative lies out there,
it is a law
trying to cause conflict and intoxicate the people,
criminal procedure,
and specifically attempting to link myself to the tragic incident that happened in the clan.
If the court makes an order,
so I'll get detail on all the things the way the chief didn't talk. First, the chief need to know very well. Say, I am Capo Daniel. I am not an individual. I am not speaking as an individual. I am the deputy defense chief of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. I speak for our forces. I speak for the Ambazonia Governing Council. And like this type of people that they always talk, they will talk, say they don't lie without pointing the specific lie. They will talk, say, would they manipulate people them without talking exactly what are we manipulating. I want to remind the people of Buchi and the entire Pinin clan and the whole Ambazonia, say everything where Adam put them out, it come from the chief itself, the late chief. It comes from me. There is nothing like lies or manipulation, because those same things have been substantiated by third party and other evidence that I have not released, that I don't think it is necessary for me to release at this moment. My fellow country people, them, since La Republic it take over our country, a lot of this type of strategy that take place in our history. And I go like for cite one example before I go ahead. One example now for one of our great hero them, we be been a mobile wing. I they talking about Pa Matthias Aza Ngang, when are the papa for Edwin Ngang, Massa for Mangang, Ed Ngang. Na he been a strong diplomat for the Republic of Ambazonia, Oda Godi Dinka. We know say time where papa be na the deal for Insa Menchum. It become finally solve some case where it be done already been always adjournment between farmers and cattle grazers. After it be solved that case, the side where be failed that case, they become poisony. La Republic, it be done, you know, be do anything. The message it be been as say they want destroy justice system for the southern British Cameroon by making sure say they no ever bring justice for this type of cases. Then La Republic we take over our territory. The whole idea where they call and say key man pay it become, we mean say justice be bina for person we be fee buy am. So if you even key person, if you get enough money for go pay. So the chief, we don't send this message, it don't threaten me. But I want making no say, I fear nobody but God. And he that is in me is bigger than he that is in the world. Even if it do something for me, I think say, if you do anything for me, if you do only for my body, and big pass at Tanganji Paul and Mr. Paul be away than one way. If it comes to that, we are ready and we will go down with our head held high, because we have saved the truth and justice, and we have done so honorably, knowing that we are accountable to God and God alone.
Myself and Capo Daniel have been discussing things about Moa Palace. To show you that Mr. Capo Daniel perhaps is not a person to trust, is not a person who thinks about justice. He could have asked my number, even from his friend, the phone of Buchi. or whoever and also consult me that this is what I'm hearing. He has never done so, not even once. He is now saying that when the phone was arrested, I had a hand. He never asked me. He has never presented just one audio that showed me sending anyone or giving instructions or participating in any discussion anywhere to that regard.
So I'll answer these particular issues. I'll make 2 audios. One I will come back for the specifics, because with the chief they always do, like guilty people they always do. That's it, they try to divert people for the main thing will matter when are the evidence. So first the chief he talks say me I will get those audios, those communication with the chief of Bochiwe that are assassinated. Why I not be asked my number for ye? Why I not be calling? So because of that, it means I not get no interest for justice, and I be biased. The chief Taka need to understand. I am not speaking as an individual. I represent a whole force. I'm the deputy defense chief. When you are doing an investigation, or you are a prosecutor, or you are a judge, not every time do you need to interview or ask questions on everything to an accused person. Sometimes the prosecutor choose not to even ask you any question when they know that they have enough evidence. And sometimes the prosecutor rely on witness testimony to establish facts, and sometimes on physical evidence, and also sometimes they think it is counterproductive, or they only face you with sometime in interrogation they only face the accused person with evidence, so that they will just want him to confess. So sometimes also in my job as a deputy defense chief, and when I investigate some cases, I don't need to personally talk to people. I can get somebody who is a trusted person of you to talk to you. So just because I did not ask your personal number to talk to you does not mean that I don't know what you have said on the subject matter, or you have not spoken to somebody who was talking to you on my behalf. So that one should be very clear. And if we have to go by your standard, if you would think that for me to be fair, it means I should have picked my phone call and call you. Why didn't you pick your phone call after you listened to this audio and call me to get clarity before you make this audio? So you are biased according to your standard, and that will be an indication of your guilt. The chief he also talks which I try to manipulate and lie, and then later on he talks from the audio it shows the assassinated phone he didn't get conversation with me. So what lie was it that I put out that was not part of the conversation that I had with the chief? Did I alter the information? No. I simply put to the Ambazonian people and the Pening people as a whole exactly what I was told. That is testimony from the victim himself. I also did not just take the chief words for his word. I also investigated. I also talked to third party who confirmed the same. I think I have provided enough information for me not to substantiate the same thing that I've tried to put to the Ambazonian people.
Continues participating in influencing the killing of several people. He stands on media and he says it. The molestation and the abuse of human rights of women and children. He stands on TV and he's happy about that. I have never said anything. I've never mentioned anything because I'm not a politician.
So this one now, how you defeat people them get something for hide or them be guilty. When they come out, they make false allegation. So the chief, he try to mask everything. He tend to attack the messenger or the judge. In this case, me, your humble deputy defense chief, say I stand for media, I order the killing of so many people. Mr. This is supposed to be an Ambazonian who is fighting for the cause, because he's supposed to be in the IG group. with his brother Milton Taka, I should make it very clear to the chief and to everybody. I, Capo Daniel, I will not just approve the killing of Cameroon military personnel who are an occupation force and responsible for the killing of our people. I will also approve the killing of anybody that participated in actions to support Cameroon colonization in our territory. These people, their actions are the cause of the death of our people, and it is a violation of our territorial integrity. I'm not just support it. If I was on the ground, I will carry gun and I will do it myself. And the chief should know that we don't hide what we stand for and what we do. We fight for justice, and it is the right thing to do. It is a legal right for us to defend the territorial integrity and to exert the sovereignty of Southern Cameroon. It is right, it is legal, and we are going to continue to do so. And if any chief participate, facilitate in the annexation and recolonization of our territory, that chief has committed a capital punishment and should be judged, convicted, and executed. If any chief collaborates with Cameroon military, providing intelligence and facilitate the collection of intelligence that leads to the killing of Amber boys, that chief is guilty of a capital punishment, and we will not hesitate to try you and make sure that justice is delivered. You should have that very clearly in your brain. If you people think that you partner with La Republic and go free and think that we are afraid of what we are doing, we have taken responsibility of our sovereignty and we will deliver justice for our people. So know that we are not joking. If indeed the chief of Bushi was a blackleg, I, Capo Daniel, I will approve of his trial, conviction, and execution. We will do that. So these are the people who are actually working for La Republic and parading themselves as SDF people in South Africa. As you hear what he says, let me play the last part of the audio.
And he says it. The molestation and the abuse of human rights of women and children. He stands on TV and he's happy about that.
So these are just the lies that even make one to know that this man is guilty. When have me, Capo Daniel, stand and I am happy about the molestation of women and children? We are fighting to defend the women and children in Ambazonia. I, Capo Daniel, I am the anti-kidnapping czar. I fight tirelessly to protect our women and our children from Cameroon terrorism and even from excesses within Ambazonia. I will only guess that he is quoting a picture, a video that was made by the Cameroon military attaché, Mr. Kunyam Titus, in which he cut part of the video where I congratulated the mountain lions for stopping the government school in Boya, and I condemn the humiliation of the girls and asking them to take off their dresses. I have told them that is not correct and that was the right thing to do. To that, I want to take some time to address this particular issue, and this should go to the mountain lions who are part of the AFR, that means the Ambazonia ARF, the Ambazonia Restoration Forces, which Milton Taka, your elder brother, the so-called chief, your elder brother is their part of their command structure. So all the forces who are in this group, you are in the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. You should know from what this man is saying that these people will put you under the bus one day and let you to die. You are under here for this man is accusing me that I support the molestation of students when it is the forces of his elder brother Milton Taka of Siseko Ayok's IG. You people are the IG groups that owns the Ambazonia Restoration Forces according to your brother. I actually protected those girls, those students. I did not only call them I did not only condemn the exposing of their genitals and their private parts on social media, I actually took my time to call the mountain lions, their commander, and advise them about our code of conduct and the need for them not to repeat the same thing again. So I am the one protecting them. And in my conversation with the fighters, they had zero instruction from the IG on the protection of women and in particular the students. They were actually going to kill those students. It was because one of their commander refused. And those boys, they actually had no idea, because everybody is angry when you see students carry on Cameroon flags on their uniforms. And those anger can translate into devastating effect on our people if the boys do not have any command and control. So while your brother Milton Tucker and the IG have paid money to groups, give groups legitimacy to carry gun without any code of conduct, without any supervision, it is me, Capo Daniel, who is even engaged with those soldiers to try to show them the right way and protect our men and women from atrocity that would have been caused indirectly by your own family member, Mr. Milton Tucker. While this was just to address the specific issue that the chief, the so-called chief, addressed to me, I'm going to take another audio to address him directly and the accusation that are coming to him and provide the information that he has failed to address. I'll do it in the subsequent audio. So, fellow Ambazonian, what I want our people to take from this, that I have wasted your time to analyze, is that for a time our people have been treated with garbage in the name of investigation, in the name of journalism, in the name of talking to the public, by people like this, by manipulators and political scavengers. The first thing I learned in law school was that anytime somebody come and say, I'm not a politician, know that you are facing the real devil of a politics. So when this man come and say he's not a politician and he's talking about politics, know that he's a hypocrite. The first thing you have to know is that when people who are genuine have been accused wrongfully, they will defend themselves, raise proper questions, and even offer defense of what they were being charged of. But when they come out and attack the person who raised those issues unfairly, those are great signs that these people are guilty. Otherwise, he will not waste time lying about me, trying to defame my character. That will only be to mask what I have put out, which is not my word. It is simply just airing to the Ambazonian people what the chief himself, who have been murdered, said. In the next episode, I'm going to present to you the case again, substantiated evidence, and address the things that he has raised. What they should know is that I will not be intimidated. I will not stay quiet unless the truth is established, because the ADF has an obligation to the chief of Buchi, who trusted us with his life and with this information, and who was a patriot and did everything to fight and free Ambazonia, and was willing to cross his comfort zone and carry out actions against enemies of the state. And if this chief, this one who call himself a chief, is not an enemy and really a blackleg in Ambazonia, he would not consider those actions taken by the chief of Buchi to fight and be able to make himself available to take action and eliminate the enemies of Southern Cameroon that are responsible of killing Pinyin children. When Atanganjipo set up children in Pinyin, which Frundi has testified that those Pinyin massacred was ordered and arranged by Atanganjipo, Atanganjipo deserved nothing but to be executed. And the chief of Buchi did justice to accept, to facilitate that process for justice to be delivered to Atanganjipo. And for you to come out to think somehow that our people will not support that Atanganjipo should be brought to justice, it shows how disconnected you are to the people and how disconnected you are to the plight of the people of Pinyin, who are an integral part of the Ambazonian people fighting to separate themselves from Cameroon. God bless you.